Well, Camma's top of the list still with 5/10 in front, so that's a pretty good effort. So here we are, guys. We're just about to kick off with qualifying. I just wanted to say a big hello to the people that we have so far in the stream watching. So welcome, and thank you for the comments so far, and thanks to HSV for giving us a little bit of technical support there. So really appreciate that, mate. Thank you. I want to say hello to my good friend Jamie, previously known as River Runs. G'day, Jamie. How you going?
Hi, good, thanks, Ads. Yourself? Hello, everyone watching.
Great, mate. I'm pretty excited, actually, to be part of this on this side again. With what we did last year and being allowed to grow what we've put together, I'm just super pumped just to watch these guys. And looking at the times, it's going to be a close race. So even the qualifying session is going to be really, really quick, I think.
Yep, really looking forward to the guys getting stuck in. We have 20 drivers in the server, so I think we're going to see quite a lot of action. And Season 5, it feels like it's gone quick since we started about a year ago, and to see how things have grown. We have full servers and new drivers and drivers wanting to stick around. As James mentioned in the comments, a great retention rate shows how awesome this community is and how awesome this championship is.
Yeah. And one of the other things that I really love about what one of the major changes is the fact that with the liveries we've got a little bit more control with putting some personal touch to their cars, which is just fantastic. So.
And they've done a good job, we can see, so it'll be great to showcase some of these throughout the stream. And obviously with each team retaining a base colour, it won't be a problem for us to tell who's driving for which team, and they can still have that flexibility and freedom to personalise their ride for the season.
Absolutely. And the fact that we've got a full grid, so full 20 cars in the grid for the server, is fantastic. So just for those guys that if you weren't quite sure where we are tonight, so this is round 1 of Season 5. Tonight we've got some very professional drivers who will be turning their wheel at a track called Misano, which is located in Italy. Track length 4.06 kilometres and it consists of 16 turns. And one of the things that I was thankfully with Jamie's assistance, of course, is that some of the corners are named in Italian, and Jamie was kind enough to convert that back to English so that we don't have too much trouble following these guys around. So thank you, mate.
No worries, and if all else fails, just revert to corner numbers.
I could probably do that.
Yeah.
What's predictions for tonight?
It's difficult. I haven't seen a lot of these guys in the servers because obviously yourself and me running on the alternate week. So a lot of these guys would have been practicing in the last week where we've been practicing for round 2. But a little bit of an insight into the form guides from some of the captains. We know definitely from Gamesman Racing Team, into Rules and TNQ, looking good, looking to carry some strong form over from last season. And then we've got drivers that are very quick all the way down. We've got Scott Pye, formerly known as Fubble Troubles from last season, also doing a bit of commentating with JJ on the Cup Series when we run that. So I expect him to do pretty well. Now he's got another season under his belt. But it looks like, as we saw in practice, Adam Kemmer, new for the season.
Rookie.
Looks like he's quite quick, so interested to see what he can do here.
And he's in the Ferrari, so he's given himself every chance to be up the front, which is really good. I can tell you just a little bit of just while the guys are cycling around, just on their sort of first hot laps. But Adam Camo is nicknamed Camo, He's Games and Raceman team player. Adam comes to us as a new rookie to Burradug's team. So we've got a little section that we just wanted to add in, just to give some insight on some of the guys and you know what they do. And we're not just looking at PlayStation names, but we've got a driver profile section. So Adam actually lives in Melbourne, works in accounting. He's a lifelong friend of Interludes, so that's Inter actually got him into ACC, which is good. Adam loves playing lots of games, racing games and other games, platform games as well. Adam right now is sitting on a Fanatec CSL Elite wheelbase and pedals, and Riggsy will align to this, but Adam actually has bought the race seat and mounted it onto a wooden base that he's concocted himself. So that's fantastic that he's been able to do that. And Adam's favourite track is Bathurst, so I could probably, you could probably nearly put your hand on your heart and say that most guys probably have Bathurst as their number one go-to, and probably followed by some very close tracks as well. So big welcome to Adam from both myself and Jamie and Race on Odds. Good luck for tonight, mate, and just looking at the practice, it's certainly you're up there, and just keep it nice and steady on the track. So yeah, good, well done.
And he's on the board currently with the fourth quickest time, about 2.5 tenths shy of teammate Inter Rules.
Yep.
Still a few drivers that haven't posted a lap yet, so track limits might be causing a bit of an issue for some of them. This Team Q just goes fastest with a 35.7.
Nice. So track limits, mate, that's how much is that going to come into play tonight, do you think?
It definitely will. I think in our race in the Pro Division last week, we saw one or two people pick up a drive-through. It's very easy because there's runoffs in just about every section of the track, so it's tempting to use every part of the circuit that you can, and if you're not precise enough in the race, then you'll pick up the warnings and eventually a drive-through if you're not careful.
That was one of the things that I was particularly worried about last week, was picking up track warning limits. I know that when I had the practice race on the Monday night previous to the actual race, I think I picked up 3 warnings within about 3 laps. So I was quite nervous about what that looked like. And unbeknownst and an actually unbelievable... G'day Vic, how you going, buddy? Thing that occurred is I didn't have one track warning against me on the night, which I was absolutely I was shocked. So
yeah, and that's it. And after you put in the laps in practice, you get that muscle memory. You know where the key spots are to look for. So if I think of Misano here, that key complex of turn 4, 5, 6, where track limits can catch you out on the inside and also on the outside of some of those corners, and so your whole line all the way through there just needs to be spot on every lap.
Yeah, it certainly does. So Vic's just come in, he's just apologised for being late. All good, mate. Probably at the gym, I would say, but HSV is calling him Sticky Vicky, so I'm not sure if there's some intel that HSV has on Vic, but we might just keep that private.
I think that might have been in reference to last week when he wasn't feeling the best.
Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. Yeah, I felt terrible. I actually put a few memes on the Discord, and for about 2 seconds after I posted, about 4 or 5 of them I felt bad, and then after that I didn't care. So. Stu's on as well. G'day, Stu. Stu's done his back just recently at probably bending over and picking up a tennis ball, I would say.
It's no good, mate. Hope you're feeling better soon.
Yeah, same. Nothing worse than a back injury, but hey, just noticed Scott Pye 20 number 1 35.3.
Great time. He's 4/10 clear of the GRT boys.
Yeah.
So he's parked up in the pits. I'm not sure if he's going to come back out again, or maybe he's
happy with that, you reckon?
He's quite happy with that. But I think Adam's time from practice was on or about there. So
yeah,
if they can hook it up, then they can unseat that time, I think.
I think from last week, if I recall, the temperature changes between practice, quali and race are quite different, and enough to catch a few guys out with tyre pressures. So for some of the guys that have the opportunity where they can get on and practice a bit, it gives them an opportunity certainly to come well prepared, and some of them maybe not quite. So, and you know, that comes down to commitments of family and work and so forth. So at the end of the day, it's about having fun and enjoying something that they do, and I think that most of these guys absolutely love and breathe this stuff, as we both do. So it's going to be good to see how this all pans out. But Adam Cameron's just gone to the top, so we've got Barradog would be pretty happy right now. He's got 3 of his guys in the top 4.
They're knocking on the door of the 34s, so
they sure are.
Not sure what the Pro-Am boys will be doing, but in Pro we're in 33s, I believe, and 34s, so that's a good time.
It is very good. But it's close though, isn't it? Between the top 6, 7 at least, 8. I mean, that's all still, you know, there's a bumper bar in that pretty much.
Absolutely, and then in the mid-pack, as is usual, you know, you can throw a blanket over 7 or 8 drivers as well.
Yeah. And Barradog's just reported in that Andrelli's done a 34.2. So they'll be in the Pro-Am. So they've got 19 guys that are racing in the Pro-Am there tonight. And just while quali's just rounding down, I just wanted to do a big shout out to Nick and Nige, who are commentating tonight in the Pro-Am and also commentated for the Pro round last week. I'll tell you, Jamie, mate, those guys do such a fantastic job, and the way that they bounce off each other and you know, bring life to the stream, and is just absolutely amazing. And you know, Nigel's got the technical side of it absolutely, and Nick from a facilitated streaming is just all over it. And I love what he does with camera angles, as you mentioned to me earlier. So those guys have really stepped up and doing a fantastic job. So I know that the Race on Oz YouTube channel there, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you get on and you subscribe and you like all the streams that the guys are doing. It certainly helps to support what they are doing, and it helps to get us out there a little bit more too. So this is an ever-growing sports, the esports side of things. So the more that we can get out there and in amongst it all with new people potentially to come in, and for, you know, our administrators to manage, it's certainly it's going to be good for the Race on Oz community. So big shout out to those guys, and good luck for tonight in your Pro-Am broadcaster stream. Scotty Pye must have gone back out again, mate, if he's improved.
He has, I think. He's back in the pits again. Inter's starting to creep a bit closer to that low 35.
Yep.
In terms of, so we've got Ceramic Squid from BHR. We know, being our teammate, you know, he's been diligently putting in a lot of practice in that Bentley, asking a lot of questions. So not surprised to see him starting to creep his way up the board here.
Yeah, well, he certainly had enough setups thrown at him, so if anything, he probably would have gotten confused. I mean, it's one of the things that I love about the teams is, so TNQ's just gone number 1. God, it's close. One of the things I love about the camaraderie with the teams is the amount of people that chip in and help and support. It's just fantastic, and I say that every week, but it's absolutely true, and it's great to see. Thanks, Joe. I won't go on too much about that.
Is that why? That's why he's come over to BHR for a bit of a hand, maybe.
Maybe so, mate. But quality's rounding there, guys. We've got a minute 20 to go. These guys will just be trying to link up some good laps. And this is a tough track too, guys. Like, seriously, you know, to try and get it right through, you know, the main corners, round 4, 5 and 6, is you can just lose tenths, half a second, easy, just with not hitting the right marker. So, you know, these guys will absolutely be pushing it to the limit, but to try and make sure that they don't miss their turn-in points and brake markers. So,
yeah, you're exactly right. Quite technical in a lot of areas. Those complexes where, you know, the corners kind of connect with each other. So your exit, your entry even, as well as exit from one corner, will affect how you approach the following corner. And so when you have 3 corners stacked on top of each other that way, it's just so crucial that you manage to nail it, and then for an exit onto a straight, carry the speed down, as Camera has just broken into the 34s.
Wow. That'll be him parking it up for sure now. TNQ's cycling around in the Lamborghini.
So he's currently on a lap and he's a 10th up.
Nice.
So he needs to find about 2 tenths to... now I can't hit drive again, so I can't see. So he'll need 2 tenths, and he was 1/10 up coming into Sector 1, so let's see how he goes. Inter's taken the checkered flag, so that's him done.
Yep, Scotty Pye is done.
He's coming down into turn 13 and 14.
Cart wagon in the corner.
That's it, and then coming up to the final turn, Misano. His lovely red Lambo. Let's see what he can do. He
nice
stayed in
exit.
track limits, yeah.
This is it. Oh, he's done it.
Well done.
What an effort. What an effort. Let's just get a quick photo of that.
Great lap at the death. Pressure.
Wow. Well done. TNQ 1, Adam Kama number 2 on debut. And JJ's just put in that he only just sent TNQ his setup 20 minutes ago. So for him to pull that out is fantastic. Scotty Pye, former Fubble Trouble on a controller, 3rd position, great effort. And Inter, so Adam's good mate, in 4th position. Sir McSquid, Inti, Karki, all the way down. Bones Lightning, TB Williams, and New Zealand Robbo. Well done, guys. Team Little Bear, 16th position. That's really good, and I'd probably... Team Little Bear probably won't mind me saying this, but he's not last, which is good, so that's a massive improvement from where I normally see Team Little Bear starting.
He'll be cheering with that result.
Oh, I reckon he'll probably just pull up stumps and take a photo on that and go home now.
He's obviously taken up the running for the Bentley boys in P&L. The Pro Division guys had to relinquish their beloved vehicle, and he's taken it up. Yeah.
Hasn't that put a cat amongst the pigeons with the change of cars for Pro, where you can't drive? We actually saw evidence of that last week with some of the guys struggling, and I know that some of the other guys have maybe even dropped down to the Pro-Ams just to familiarise themselves a little bit more with the car that they're driving. So last season the Bentley was the favourable car, and probably just a solid car to drive, to be honest, across all tracks. So Oh, Burrow Dog right now, I don't know if he's sitting back doing not much, but if he's not licking the TV screen, then there's something wrong, because he's got two of his guys in position 1 and 2.
And then Inter in 4th, so
Absolutely.
he'll be very happy with this, looking very good for GRT. What can the other guys do to get themselves in the mix?
Wow, I'm super pumped. So this particular track, too, guys, was designed in 1969, first raced on in 1972, so that's the year that I was born, so that just lets you know how old the track is and how young I am. So 49 years of age, so that's fantastic. Don't feel a day over 25 some days, but most weeks not. And this track's also named after Marco Simoncelli, who actually died a week before at a track, Sepang, and being Italian, they've actually named the track after him. So Marco Simoncelli, number 58, and I remember the night that that actually happened. It was very surreal. As we're about to go green, this is going to be interesting. So the guys have got a formation lap first, give them an opportunity to warm their tyres up. I just wonder, Jamie, if track temperature of 16 degrees, whether that's caught a few guys, or do you reckon they'd be prepared?
Hopefully they'll be prepared. Laps in practice would have helped. Teammates hopefully would have helped the guys who haven't been able to do too many laps and weren't sure about how the conditions are going to be. Ultimately, though, as we know, the track temperature will increase over the 1 hour, probably to the tune of about 10 to 12 degrees. So it'll be interesting to see their tyre temp strategies. Do you run them a bit low earlier on to get the benefit a bit later throughout the race, or do you want them in the optimum window early to try and take advantage and catch a step on the competition and deal with perhaps higher pressures later in the race?
And some good points there. Tyre change, is that critical for tonight's race, do you think?
I don't think so. We only saw one driver do it last week, I believe. So Vic changed tyres in the Audi, but I think everyone else comfortably were okay on the one set of tyres. But a lot of these guys, still building up their development in ACC, might find it comfortable to change tyres. If it reduces the amount of errors that you make over the course of a race, it can be worth the investment in time in the pits. But I think ultimately fastest end to end should be fine on one set of tyres.
Yeah, and that's provided that you've got your tyre pressure set right to accommodate for the changing track temperature.
Absolutely, and your tyre, the way you treat them earlier on in the race is very critical as well. It's something that I've worked on a lot in my driving, is being careful in those opening 4 to 5 laps.
Yep. And
you get the payback towards the end of the race with a more evenly balanced tyre wear between front and rear, and obviously less stress going through the tyre in general, meaning you get more out of it later on.
Yeah, sure. So I've just got the camera on Inter as well, Jamie, so I've just gone a couple of cars back just so, in helicopter view at the moment, just so we can get a bit of a bit better perspective of first corner entry at turn 1. And the guys are starting up with their formation lap, so they've got to slow down to 70 kilometres an hour, pull it in nice and tight, get in behind each other. G'day Slambo. GRT front row, yeah boys. Yeah, so it's probably a little bit gappy there, but it's not too bad. We'll just wait for the green flag.
Green light, go, go, go.
All right, green. So they're off. Just hold our breath for a little bit to see what this looks like.
Ooh, a bit wide there from TNQ.
Yep, who's that that's gone wide? I reckon that's Squid, is it? Not sure.
So the top 4 Rooz has just gone deep there into turn 4.
He has. The front boys are starting to pull out just a slightest little gap already. We'll wait for the time screen to catch up.
NC putting pressure on Inter. Managed to hold him off.
Yeah, this is a decent bunch of cars here right now. First lap, just watch it all play out.
Kaki's putting pressure on Fresh Prince in the Porsche.
Vinci in the Jaguar, 5th position. Oh, someone's just gone. They've just lost. I reckon that was Fresh Prince. Was it?
That was Max.
He's there. Max, was
Max
it? Oh,
in
no.
the Audi.
I don't know what happened there. We'll grab a replay of that. So where's he? Come back out. White shadows down there. Right, we've got some pitters. Yeah, I can't believe it. How it's already spread out. That's quite amazing. But so the boys at the front. So this is, you've got TNQ right at the front there. Adam Kammer, Scotty Pye. And Inter in 4th position, and Inti in the Jaguar that will be coming up. But Fresh Prince in the pits, and Team Little Bear's taking a pit stop as well. So that's interesting. It's a good strategy to take if you feel like you want to just get out there and get some clean air, I guess. Jamie, would that be the reason for that, do you think?
Definitely a valid strategy if you think you're faster than the guys that you're in and amongst. In that first lap, wherever you've shaken out, then it's definitely worth diving into the pits.
Yep.
But it ultimately, can come with some risks later down the race if you start approaching drivers who are in front of you, but perhaps not aligned with your pit stop strategy. So, just something to be mindful of.
Well, just looking down the list there, we've got Tuddy. He's put a bit of pressure on Blunty, so teammates here. A little bit to play for. They've just got to make sure that they probably work as a team as well, just so that they don't upset. And someone's just gone wide.
I think that might have been Max again, was it?
So he's not. Yeah, it was. He's not feeling it, is he?
There's strong qualifying from him as well, so
yeah,
disappointed that he's found himself a bit tumbling down the order.
And he's going to get pressure from TB Williams soon too. So TB's been around for a long time with the Race on Oz crowd. So very, very experienced racer. No doubt that he'll definitely be looking to capitalise on Max feeling a little bit unsettled in that Audi. So one of 2 Audis in the group tonight. We've also got Bits of Missing 77 in the Audi, so good luck to him. Kaki's in the AMG. Inti in the Jaguar. I know we spoke about this before, mate, but I'm bloody gobsmacked that that he's just got this thing just hooked up and doing really well. So
he's been hanging on to the top 4 here. He did make a little bit of a mistake earlier on in this lap, somewhere between turn 6 and 8. But watching him in practice, it looked like he had it nice and balanced. He was comfortable. He was carrying lots of speed through the corners, braking late. It didn't look like he had many problems at all. So must be a comfortable car for him to drive around Misano.
Yeah, it would suggest that, wouldn't it? I've just jumped on board with Kammer for a second, so just in cabin view, just watching steering inputs and lines that he's taking. It's just very clean. So it's, I guess, talking to Baradog today, and just Baradog, while I'm thinking about it, my young fella, Lenny Dog, just wanted to say hello from him, because when I was talking about it today, he said, "Oh, make sure you say hello to Baradog." And just the other thing too, Baradog, is I don't get called that anymore. I'm called Adman72, and that's it. You know what the punky is. But Lenny, when you watch the stream back, mate, I just wanted to say g'day, buddy, and love you heaps. So I'm glad that you support others in the racing as well. But yeah, just talking to Baradog about it today, and just getting a bit of intel on Camo. He's certainly been around the racing space for a little while, and I guess looking at what he's doing, it's a testament to what he's doing. It's very clean, so
He's driving beautifully, lovely, calm movements. You know, just one linear movement. You know, he's not fighting the car. Still carrying plenty of speed through.
Hey, I'm going to put you on the spot here, Jamie. Do you want to do a lap with TB Williams?
I can. I'll just get to him.
He's just coming down the main straight.
Righto. So coming into the first complex here, turn 1. Braking gear, giving up some of your exit here because turn 2 hits you straight away as TB's just gone a bit wide. Difficult turn 3 because it can be taken flat, but if you're at the wrong angle, you will miss it. And turn 4 here is the start of the 4, 5, 6 complex. You can see here you treat those first 2 as one long radius, and then again sacrificing the exit to get the exit from this corner onto the straight. You can see how difficult it was just riding on board there. Coming up to turn 8, a hairpin, but you can actually carry quite a lot of speed through here, a bit more than what you think, because you can use a bit of the exit there. And coming up to turn 9 and 10, Tramonto. This corner is a bit sunset, that's it. You always feel like you can take more speed than you have through that corner, so you keep trying to bite up more and more each lap until it bites you and you end up in a spin or end up being pushed wide. And now we're coming through the critical part of the circuit here, turns 12 and 13. An unbalanced car will flick you out and spin onto the outside or even the inside. Turn 14 is Caro. He's taken that nicely. Lots of curb on the inside and outside here in just about every corner. Turn dips in the middle into the apex there. You can take quite a lot of that. Avoid the sausage curves on the outside, and that's a lap.
Beautiful, mate. That was very professionally done. Thank you. Let's see what's going on with the. So it looks like the field's checked out a little bit in terms of got some decent gaps there. Well, we've got Black Falcon actually. Just put a bit of pressure on. Oh, he's in the Nissan in Godzilla. That
he did say he felt it comfortable. Yeah.
I'll probably have to do an onboard as well, because I've got a feeling that the sound of this thing is. Yeah, that is. I love that. I love the gear change, like the. It's got nice turning as well. Ah, yeah, HSV, I remember when you were in that thing going around Spa. Yeah, nice, it's got that working very well. Mate, I've been wanting to ask you this question since we've been on last week. So you had I think 9 minutes to go at the end of your second pit stop, and you came out just in front of Vic Chan, probably by about 2 seconds, I reckon, 2 or 3 seconds, on cold tyres, and he caught you. Talk me through
quickly.
The pressure, the amount of mirror watching that you're doing.
There was a lot of mirror watching, but I hadn't expected to pop out there, so it was a bit of a shock. So I really didn't have a lot of time to think about it. It was just, alright, he's right there. I've got to nail every exit, and those key complexes, again, turn 4, 5, 6, making sure I'm nice and clean and tidy through there, placing the car in the right spots, in the middle of the circuit or around turn 10. I was just every lap just thinking about those micro moments, and it worked out. But it was difficult because Vic obviously had nice fresh tyres, and hadn't done a lot of laps in the AMG, so was a bit unsure about how much I could push it. But when you're in that moment, doesn't matter what you're driving, you're just careful with your throttle inputs, careful with your Siri inputs, and just making sure that you're focusing on each of those things, and managed to hold him off, which was good.
Yeah, I seriously, I was behind Vic, and wasn't so much a spectator to how close you guys are racing, but at the time I didn't feel like it was, and just while I'm talking, Insy's just putting some pressure on Indra as well, so it looks like his tyres are coming up to speed. So at the time I didn't feel like it was 9 minutes. I felt like it was the last 2 laps for whatever reason, I'm not sure, but when I went back and watched Nick and Nigel's replay of the stream, I was like, wow, that's 9 minutes of pressure that you copped, with Vic Chan coming up beside you, on one side, on the other side, and I looked at your car behaviour, and seriously, mate, it was just a display of nothing but excellence with your defensive driving. So absolutely hats off to the way that you conducted yourself with that, and to finish in the position that you did with Slambo in first position. So congratulations to Slambo for that, but an amazing fight back, and it's just the best viewing that I've actually seen for quite a while in terms of a stream. So yeah, just it makes it so much more fun for everyone when you actually sit back in the lounge room watching a big screen, having a red wine and just watching the professionalism between you two guys is really, really good.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, it's always good to do battle with Vic, and it felt like a lot longer than 9 minutes. But we're seeing rivalries come out in all the divisions, which is great. Hopefully, we see a few here in AM. A couple of guys who fighting together closely each round, something that you can build up to.
Looks like Max is making a bit of a fight back on TB. So he's just 4/10 off of the back of him. One of the things I noticed actually with the Bentley last week is getting close in behind someone. The aero wash is quite severe, and it does unsettle the car. So thinking about going through 4, 5, 6, and you're right up the rear end of someone, it's really hard to keep your race line. I haven't actually noticed it be like that before. Maybe because of the Porsche's been a smaller car, I'm not sure, but yeah, crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely an impact, and some cars more than others, and obviously setup will impact as well. I know some of my setups, I tend to understeer, and so I often feel aero wash quite aggressively, and obviously aero wash, it increases understeer. So if you've already got a setup that's tending to understeer, that's just going to compound the effect. So drivers need to be mindful of that in how closely they're following and when they choose to attack.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Hey, I just noticed too, bits are missing. Started in position 14 and currently sitting up in position 6. That's not a bad effort.
He's doing well with his ICR teammate CK second behind him, so they've been running line of Cern since the start. They're building up there. We've had a few pit stops, so Scott Plyer's come in. He's the leading runner with one stop down.
got Blunty and Tuddy are working very nicely together. They're catching up to Daz and White Shadow by the looks of it. So 2 McLarens in the field tonight, which is good. Lushley was thinking about taking that car on this season, but just for me it wasn't working, so I opted for the Bentley, which is good.
Yeah, certainly after Vic used it to great effect in last season to win the championship, you can see why a lot of the guys would be keen to pick it up, see if they can replicate his success.
Well, that's what I was sort of kind of hoping for too, just quietly. But it didn't quite happen that way, as Blunty's definitely putting some pressure on White Shadow. So Daz has gotten past, and these guys, so we've got 3 Bentleys that just have, oh, he's bloody, oof, what a move. I'm just wondering if White Shadow's just pulled out slightly just to play the safe game. It looks like he probably has, so that's really good driving actually by White Shadow just to concede that rather than fighting with these boys. So
the Tuddy's come through as well, so he's lost a few positions there, but yeah, perhaps he's just be careful with his pace and might be able to unleash some more a bit later on in the race with lower fuel.
And that comes down to it too, doesn't it? Like the pit strategy, you know, starting fuel, how much fuel you put in at pit stops, it all comes into play. As Max Gassett's actually just looking and lurking and just making himself present as he comes up beside TB, just slightly there. Actually, to be honest, he's all over the back of him, so that's... TB will probably just be... I can see his car's a little bit unsettled there, coming out of that exit. Be interesting to see what Max does. So Max had a tough bloody start to this race with going wide a couple of times, but if he can hold this, it looks like he might be able to regain or recover a few positions that will be getting some good points. So we're 20 minutes in, well nearly 20 minutes, so as TV comes into the pits.
Got Blunty in the pits as well.
Yep. Oh, maybe that was... Oh no, yep, TV's come up. So Scotty Pye has done his first pit stop and is the leader of the current first pit stoppers so far. Cycling around the Ferrari. And we spoke about this last season, but for the guys that aren't aware, with Scotty, he's actually on a controller, which in itself is amazing. So well done to Scotty Pye. He certainly will be looking to capitalise here with some clean air and just putting together some solid lap times and making sure that he doesn't make any mistakes. He has consistent laps. So first lap 36.2, so certainly up and about, that's for sure.
It'll be interesting to see with so T&Q has obviously maintained his lead. Adam has dropped back to about 4 seconds behind, with Interrules about another 4 seconds back as well. So Scott was in the middle of that battle, and with that clean air, could be a chance that he can leapfrog at least Adam into second. We'll have to see when Adam and T&Q take their stops.
Well, T&Q's driving on JJ's setup and doing a fantastic job. So I guess that's another example of where setup sharing and advice is given to the guys down in the AM server, from the pro guys. It's very, very helpful. And I know that's a discussion that we had last night around setups and learning, when you are new to ACC. and actually doing the setups yourself and trying to understand, you know, the changes that you may make in the garage and what that looks like out on track. So yeah, oh Joe, mate, seriously, I think it would be fair to say that T&Q is just an outright racer, mate, and he's absolutely just capitalising on, you know, driving a good car with a solid setup. So I reckon that under the umbrella of the Burradog team from Gamesman Racing, that there would certainly be some guidance with regards to just taking it easy and just making sure that you know, put solid laps in and get a really good result. There's a fair bit to play for this season too, Jamie. We've got 5 rounds, I think. Is that correct?
5 rounds, yep. So a bit shorter than last season, but this will close us out for the year. And
team championship points. When you've got a team that's, you know, dominating the front, say top 5. Top 6 at least, there's some pretty good points up for offer there.
Yeah, and if you think about how close it was in the team's championship for last season, I think it was 12 or 13 points separated BHR and PNL. It was just on Black Falcon now, he's coming up on Incy, they're running side by side.
No, I'll just go to that quickly.
So they're just coming down into turns 13 and 14. Incy looks like he's managed to hold position coming into this section, but they were very close.
They are.
But yeah, with the team's championship, with
he's up beside him again too, nearly. Yep.
Coming around the outside.
Oh. Wow! Look at that.
Contact in. Incy's going to hold inside. They're still side by side.
Good clean racing though. Like that's a really good effort by those guys to have that spatial awareness of where each other is and still be quick. Yeah, sorry Jamie, I jumped in on top of you there. I apologise.
Yeah, no, that's all right. It's yeah, every point matters. So as Falcon's gone up the inside and he's got him.
Nice move.
Yep. So yeah, if you think you're, you know, if something's happened during the race and you think you're plodding around in 16th and it's not where you want it to be, and you're starting to lose a bit of motivation to finish the race because of whatever incident you might have been a part of, then keep going, because just one place or a couple of places, it can actually make a difference at the end of the season.
Hey, Incy's not letting him get away with this. He is going to rattle his cage, I reckon. Look at that. That Jaguar's got some legs. Nice. I can't believe the top end speed of that thing.
Yeah, he's just breezed by him as if he was standing still.
And this is where Black Falcon's getting him back, is under the brakes. And man, if these guys do this every lap for the rest of the race, I would certainly hate to be sitting in their seat right now.
It's a great battle.
It is an awesome
Falcon
battle.
Want to be patient. Be interesting to see if either of them trigger a pit stop.
Yeah, he's certainly. I'm just on board with Black Falcon, and he's tipping it in. It's just going through 4, 5, 6. Again, that aero wash would be a big issue, but I feel like he needs to be behind Incy just to get the draft. Because the way that Incy pulled past him there was just nuts.
Yeah, you can see that on traction, looks like Falcon has the edge. See, you know, he's able to almost choose his line, but the Jag just down the end of the straights is just on another level.
Yeah, well, we'll be able to tell from this now too. Hey, talking about these guys sitting in seats and being pressurised, I believe that you've just purchased a new seat as well from one of our major sponsors, mate.
I did, yes. Yes, keen to shout out our sponsors, Pagnian and Next Level Racing. So purchased some Next Level Racing gear through them and purchased the GT seat out onto the wheel stand that I had. So now I've got a fully complete cockpit, and I'm glad I did. Our sponsors are great. Pagnian are fantastic. Everyone that I know that's sorted stuff from them before has had impeccable service, impeccable delivery speeds. So I encourage our drivers to get behind the sponsors because they do provide. They come together.
Yeah, I think that might. Oh, I think that might have been Incy getting a little bit loose and Black Forest just getting in the back of him, which would have been a racing incident, I believe. But he has given the position back, so that's good sportsmanship by those guys.
It's a shame, but they'll resume hostilities. I don't think they've given up any positions. We need to wait for them to come through a sector.
Yeah.
First, I think, but so I wanted to shout out Pagnian for that, and encourage everyone to jump on the sponsors, because it's awesome of them to offer up the discounts and the prizes that they do for us, and equally great to be able to support them back.
So if I got two questions for you. First question, if I was looking to jump onto Pagnian to buy some equipment, where would I need to go?
So they just on their website, pagnian.com.au, and so it's pretty easy to navigate, so you'll be able to filter as whatever you need. Obviously they have a big range of rigs, so stands and cockpits and things like that, but they'll have some other hardware like butt kickers and wheels, and they have some Fanatec and Thrustmaster gear.
Yep.
So that a bit of everything worth checking out.
And that you could also go through their website, through the Race on Oz website as well.
Yeah. So Stu, if you're still watching, might have more details as we watch Black Falcon and Incy going side by side, coming up to turn 10 again. Is he going to outbrake him?
Between these guys.
Yeah. And he's out. Falcon's managed to be later on the brakes there. Nice and smooth on exit.
It's a shame they had that little tap.
Yeah.
So that was my first question. My second question, Jamie, is before you bought an actual race seat, and in the season that you won your championship in the Ferrari, please tell the audience what your seating looked like. Oh, and Black Forest has just got a bit... It's kept it. Nice. Well done.
Incy's done well to avoid contact there again, so... and they'll resume.
Bloodsy's dropped out. Oh, that's a bugger. Thanks, HSV.
I think we're missing another one as well.
Yeah, someone else has dropped out. I've got 18.
Sorry, just checking the times at the top here. So Falcon's pitted. Before I got the GT seat add-on for my wheel stand, I was on a sofa. Couch, so...
Made by Pagnian?
Unfortunately not by Pagnian.
Huh?
From... it'd be awesome if they did, something that could be suitable for all different types of occasions, but yeah. It was fine for what it was, but certainly having a proper racing cockpit seat is great for the immersion and great for ergonomics as well.
Yeah, well, that's important, isn't it? To make sure that you're comfortable whilst you're winning races and being competitive. So
it certainly is comfortable, but as you know, with slightly different positions, those first few hours on the new seat were a bit painful, as your back and neck and hips get used to the new position, but it's really good.
No, it is, and thank you for providing us with that information with regards to especially the customer service and delivery from Pagny and Sounds, especially, and you know, in whilst these times of COVID is critical with the postal stuff, but it's awesome that they've come through so quickly. So halfway through the race, mate, we've got T&Q in position 1, Adam 2, Int at 3. So three of these guys are GRT, very solid. I just wonder that if they're looking down the list and just wondering where Scott Pye might come out when all the pit stops start to flourish. So
absolutely, and he's got 18 seconds of fresh, clean air in front of him, and in fact more now because Max has just pitted, so he can just keep putting the laps in. You know, no pressure from in front, no traffic to deal with. Sorry, no traffic in front, no pressure from behind.
Yep.
Looking forward to seeing how this is going to play out.
Yeah, well, it's certainly in terms of action. So we've lost two drivers. So NZ Robbo and Blunty have dropped out, unfortunately. So hopefully those guys, for whatever technical issues that may have come up during their race, that they can get these sorted out for next week. But yeah, right now the guys are cycling around. Just looking at Mick Squid. He's coming up on Fresh Prince in the Porsche actually. So the Porsche is a difficult car to drive because of the size of the rear diffuser. So there's a fair bit of mechanical grip in this car if you can get it right. And I say if because it's one of those cars where you can make the slightest adjustment and it will absolutely change the whole dynamics of the car. So it's I found driving the Porsche, it's a lot of on throttle, off throttle, without being 100% off throttle. You've got to have a bit of throttle to help with the turn in, which I think you've got to do with the AMG as well too, mate. So it's listening to the tyres, it's listening to the engine, and doing that lap in, lap out. It's hard work.
Absolutely, and you know, responding to the changes in the car throughout a race as well. So we know with the Porsche, with the fuel tank at the front, you know, that changes how your car is balanced throughout the race as the fuel burns off. So needing to be in tune with that, and he's doing a good job here. Squid has just been following him around, but hasn't been able to make an attempt to pass yet. And who we've got in the pits here? So we've got Tuddy and White Shadow.
I reckon Squid would have just gotten off the gas there for a split second, only because Fresh Prince just went a little bit wide there at 4. Probably driving a little bit defensive, so I think the best thing for Squid right now is just to sit in behind and just watch what Fresh Prince is doing and the lines that he's taking, and just put a little bit of pressure on there and just hope that a mistake comes.
So we've got Incy pitting from 4th position. Daz is in the pits, Bones Lightning TV, so pit lane's busy.
Yep. Squid's just gone a little bit wide there. So Splash and Dash looks like by Inty in the Jaguar.
He's away down the long pit exit road. Someone made a comment, I think it was James in the chat a bit earlier. It's definitely a factor, the long pit lane. When you're factoring in such a decision like changing tyres, you know, you've already got that long length of time trundling through the pits. Do you want to take that extra 10 or 20 seconds for a tyre change? As Bones Lightning stop and go 30 seconds, that would be speeding in the pit lane.
That would be for sure.
speaking of the pit lane, because we're talking about it, T&Q is in leader.
Dropped in there. Scott Pye has come out quite a bit in front of where Empty was, so this will be interesting. Let's just jump on T&Q for a second and we'll just see. I reckon
Right,
I just saw JJ just jump back into the pit garage there. Probably, I think it was the left wheel man making sure the wheel nuts were tight. Yeah, I know it was JJ because he had his surveillance stick out there as well. Alright, so he's coming out. And Scotty Pye is just coming onto the main straight now, so this is going to be...
T&Q's out of the lane, so he's done it.
Got a good gap. So that's well done. That's well done by Scotty too, just to keep it in the mix. Make these guys think about, you know, what is and what isn't. So
when will we see Adam and Inter come in? There was about 5 seconds between the top three. So 5 seconds from T&Q to Adam, and then another 5 to 4 now to Interall. So Scotty's definitely got a chance here to perhaps break into second, if not retain third.
yeah, I'm going to predict something here, Jamie. I feel like Scotty is going to be the mix in the for a podium finish here. I feel like he's going to put a little bit of a spanner in the works for the GRT boys.
Let's hope so. Can't let GRT just run away with it.
Absolutely not. And if they do, it means we've got to try and do it somewhere else in some other rounds. So, just looking at the chat, I was right. It was JJ's doing a survey, asking people questions. So, that's our main man there down on the ground, just making sure that he captures everything. And speaking about the main man, so JJ's obviously integral in terms of how all this goes about. And I know that he wanted to be part of the production team tonight in the AM server with this particular race, but he's also, you know, sitting back there and making sure that the servers don't crash, and if they do or something happens, that they can be reset without too much disruption to the guys that are racing tonight. So thankfully we haven't had that issue, which has been really good, and hopefully JJ's just sitting back and having a frothy and up there in Queensland and taking in what we've got tonight. So far, mate, I'm watching this and then thinking that this has been very clean, close racing so far, and I feel like pit stops and fuel strategy and tyre changes potentially are going to play a big part in some of the positions of where these cars are going to finish. So,
yep, absolutely. So we've got an optimum track. We're at track temperature has increased, so we're now at track 19, air 25. And this will see us to the end, these conditions. So who's got the tyres in the window? Be interesting to see.
There'll be a few guys, I reckon, looking at the tyre pressures thinking, what the hell's going on? Why is it sitting up in the 28s? And this is where it plays a big part too with going off track. Because when that happens, you're striving to try and capture every like part of a second that you can with your lap, and then that's when track limits start to become an issue as well. So
that interesting battle that we're seeing with Freshie and Falcon. So Freshie's just come to the pits.
Yeah, I see that. Team Little Bear 292. Cycling around, done both of his pit stops, so I feel like he's going to finish in a pretty good position, solid position, if he's had no dramas. Kaki's also up there in the AMG in position 14. I must say, that's a nice looking car, actually, with those colours for ICR, so well done. Ooh, a
little bit, yeah. So Adam's in.
There we go, thank you, mate. Splash and dash, didn't look like
Splash and dash.
Yet.
Yep.
What do you reckon Burrow Dog's doing right now?
Probably sweating bullets on his couch, or.
Oh, I reckon he's laying on the floor in a fetal position, sucking his thumb. And Riggsy would be, I reckon if Riggsy were there, he's just digging the boots in. Not because of Bennett, he wants to hurt him, just because he can.
Yeah.
Alright, so Adam's come out. Where's Scotty Pye?
So has Adam come out quite a lot closer to T&Q than when he dived into the pits? I think it was about a 4 or 5 second gap.
Mate.
So he's retained the net lead, but at a reduced gap.
There was 5 seconds between those guys when T&Q went into the pits.
So we've got 1.5 seconds between the top two, and then Scotty Pye's about another 10 seconds down the road.
Okay, yep.
Where's Interrules going to feed out into all of this? Or must be thinking about his first stop.
Well, all I'm saying at the moment is there's a lot of black and red on screen, mate. Doesn't matter if I'm looking at a Bentley or a Lamborghini or a Ferrari, it's just black and red. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But the GRT boys that aren't racing tonight will absolutely be sitting back and watching this and just having proud moments and being very proud of what these guys are being able to achieve. So it's a really good team effort, and also from an individual effort too. So these guys have done a fantastic job.
Certainly have. Lots of team bonding and camaraderie. They had a pre-season handicap race, actually.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which TNQ won. So there you go, he's got some form.
I reckon he might have been sandbagging somehow, because he was able to hold those guys off.
He's starting to stretch out the gap a little bit. There's a few tenths here and there, each sector. Yeah.
Yep. Oh yeah, I can see that. Let's get a couple of these other guys. So Incy's still cycling around in a Jaguar, doing a really good job. He's done his first pit stop. Burrow's at work, trying to stay up to date with the streams.
It's a tough gig, Burrow. Team captain.
Mate. You're missing out, mate. You're missing out.
So Falcon did manage to get past Incy finally and stretched out a 1.5 second gap.
So even at this stage, so Incy's in the pits. Let's have a look at this. He's exiting the pits.
It's exit, so I didn't catch him when he was stopped.
No,
but
I didn't either.
It must have been a splash and dash because it didn't flash up for long.
Well, this could be interesting. Team
rules,
I wonder if that applies.
Come along the start.
Oh, there they go.
Turn one.
This is gonna. Oh, he's probably just gonna cycle in just behind him, I reckon.
He is, yes.
He has to.
Just behind.
Wow. So. Wow. On cold tyres. So you're in the same team together. 369 Inter. You're behind your best mate, Kammer. What would he be thinking right now? Like, do I just do the team thing or do I just go for it?
I don't know. Burrow, what do you reckon, mate? He'd be the one that would be wanting to get into their ears and give them some advice. But no, you got to think about the long game, the team game. 1, 2, 3 is a huge result, so you don't want to be throwing it up the inside, even if it is your best mate, and you want to prove a point.
Hold positions.
That's it.
So clearly we can tell why Burradog's the captain of GRT, because there's certainly some different directives here from certain people. I know. I know with Penguin, we had quite a few battles there in the PC2 car days through quite a few seasons, and I can vouch that JJ's a very clean racer. But if you said to him, you know, would you just hold back and go for the points just for where and be happy with the position, then nah, that's not him. He would absolutely be sending it. So. I reckon tomorrow between Burradog and JJ, there's going to be a closed door meeting. So we've got bits of, you know what? I'm just entertained by some of the commentary that I'm actually losing focus on the race. But the bits are missing in the Audi. Still needs to do both of his pit stops. So he's started heavy by the looks of it, and doing the long stint. TNQ, Adam and Inter with GRT.
So
Actually, Scotty Pye. Oh, he's done his second pit stop. Sorry
yeah,
mate.
That's right. So they're all covered by like a couple of seconds now, the top three. So I don't know if this is kind of, let's just keep the pace, hold stations, you know, we don't need to go crazy here, or whether TNQ's perhaps starting to struggle a bit. They've all got to do one more pit stop.
It's missing some pits. Mate, you know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here. I was messaging Kama today, and I reckon if I was in Kama's shoes right now, I'd be pressuring TNQ and saying, buddy, I am literally on your backside. You either step aside or I'm coming through. Because at the end of the day, I mean, it's good for team points to get that part, but to have your first win as a rookie, first race in ACC for Race on Oz, to be able to take that accolade away from a round like number one, you don't get that opportunity very often.
It's huge to be able to lay down that marker. It looks like he definitely has the pace. Just keeping an eye on TNQ here, whether he's struggling. I'm going to go on board with him for a bit and just have a look.
I'm just wondering if... Yeah, so it's getting close. So I think Adam's going to send it. Oh, I'm with JJ here. He's going to send it.
And
he's gone in the pits. Well done.
That's probably the smarter move than sending it.
We still having a chair then. I thought he was actually going off track.
That's what I thought. I could see it in the rearview mirror of TNQ's car, but I think that's a smart move. If he wants to make a change for the position, doing it in the pits is the safest way to do it. They have a 1-2-3, a decent lead over the rest of the field. Play it safe.
Oh, he's sitting there for a while. There we go. Probably. Well, that'd be 8 seconds stop, you reckon?
I
wasn't on board. That's okay.
Sorry.
Slambo, happy for you to make comments on the live stream, mate. Absolutely. But if you can make the fist at least green, it shows that there's still some alliance there with BHR, buddy. So Evan Inter's 1.8 seconds behind, and TNQ looks like he's probably just getting a little bit untidy with some of his corners. I just wonder if he pits right now. No, he doesn't. He's going around again. I think, and Inter's gone into the pits as well.
So I'm just keeping an eye on him here, and he's not struggling, but you can see he's lacking a little bit of grip. So the rears on when you're driving the Lambo, so it's ballast is towards the rear, which means it'll have a higher effective rear tyre wear than some of the other cars. So I can see he's being very careful, particularly coming out of that 456 complex. Not wanting to slam down the throttle too hard, because that's going to spin up those rear very worn tyres, but he's going to carry the penalty down the straight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Inter's gone in. Has he? Yep, Inter's in the pits, coming out of the pits. Where's he going to come out? Well, I think he might have. He's got ahead of Adam.
Has he really?
He has, yes.
So he's done a shorter stop.
So either that or Adam's had a bad lap.
Well, this is a turn of events.
Absolutely.
That's all right, it's Lambo. Kia ora, mate. Kia ora. Actually, that's a decent gap too. 2.4
That
seconds.
is, yeah. So I'm not sure whether it's he's gone a bit wide there. So this takes the pressure a little bit off TNQ maybe as he comes into the pits.
Alright, let's see what this looks like between these guys. All teammates, 3 teammates fighting for positions in the podium. 1, 2 and 3. Let's see how long he stops for.
Splash and dash.
Splash and dash. Spins
Sorry,
it up.
we get started there, but
yeah, he certainly stopped shorter than what Adam did. I reckon he's going to come out very close to... I think he'll be... Is that the boys coming around the corner now?
They're coming into turn 1.
Okay.
Into rules. Oh, this is going to be super tight. TQ's away, and he's done it. He's managed to retain the lead, so... Wow.
So he's
Great
on
work.
cold used tyres, and he's got a Bentley that is currently 1.6 seconds behind. He has 6 minutes and 20 seconds to chase him down, and I feel like it's going to be a very close finish. And Adam's 3.2 or 3 seconds behind. Where did Adam come out? We need to come out of the pits. What was it, about 3 or 4 seconds?
I think about 2 or 3 seconds. So it doesn't look like he's managed to eat too much time in. So it is closing up a little bit on TNQ. Obviously, with the, TNQ's tyres would have cooled down with that stop.
Yeah,
but if he is struggling,
closing in.
Yeah, if he is struggling with rear tyre wear, as I think he is after looking at his onboard, these last 5 minutes are going to feel like 5 hours for him.
Yep.
As I know very well from last week.
Squid's putting pressure on Fresh Prince again, but we're going to stay with these guys at the front. So well done to everyone else. Even Tuddy's putting a bit of pressure on Team Little Bear down there. And, but right now, oh, thanks, JJ. Sorry, Jamie. JJ's just mentioned Andrelli, and just while we've got a couple of seconds and we watch these guys pressure each other. Fun fact for you guys is Andrelli and Camango that you see quite often doing a fair bit of stuff in the background with promotional stuff and do a fantastic job. Both team members of GRT as well, so GRT is getting a fairly big rap tonight. But fun fact with those two guys is they used to be commanders of the Australian Light Armoured Vehicle Squadron, and both of them did time at Baghdad, East Timor, did 2 tours of Iraq. And talking to Andrelli this morning, he sent me a YouTube video where those guys actually had like onboard video footage of the armoured vehicle doing drag racing against each other across the desert there near the border, near the Saudi border, doing 110 kilometres an hour, mind you, which was amazing in itself. So yeah, if you see those guys, Andrelli and Camango, through any of the chats and with the stuff that they do, make sure you certainly jump on their YouTube stuff, give it a like, and continue to promote what they do. They do a really good job, and it's just testament to what a lot of the people do in the Race on Oz community, certainly with promoting the online e-racing. So if you get an opportunity, have a look at the drag race of the light armoured vehicle. Just saying though that each vehicle is $2.2 million each, so driving one of those things on the desert in a drag race is pretty damn cool.
Yeah, amazing story, and I'm sure they've got plenty of tales to tell as well. Just keep
TB is going to be a factor in this.
I was going to say they're coming up to some traffic, but TB, ultimate professional, although they are coming into a bit of a tricky.
Oh, he's gone wide.
Yeah.
No, I reckon he's going to. Yep. Yeah, well, TB's not really getting out of the way, is he?
No, yeah. I wonder if he's realised that they're quite a bit faster and fighting for the win. You can see Inter having a look. A bit of a
he's presenting himself.
Yeah.
Presenting himself like a young 15-year-old boy at a YMCA blue light disco.
So I think TNQ will be, if he isn't, flashing the lights. We're trying to signal to TV to let him through here.
Well, TV would have seen the blue flags for sure. I feel like Inter's putting pressure, but I feel like he's probably going to do the team thing here. Just looking at the TV's just gotten out of the way, which is good.
Nice and smooth eventually, so they're through, and this will be, so we're 1 minute to go. This won't be the last lap, it'll be the next lap, which is our last tour around. So Constantine it up down there.
Yeah, it looks like it's
the end.
Probably just dropped off a fraction.
So Adam's kind of fallen away, about 4 seconds down from Utah.
I reckon Adam's probably hurting at the moment with tyres, so probably just conceding to the fact that he's got third position, which is really, really good. And just let these boys at the front just take it away. What would be good? Sorry, mate.
So then we have Scott by about 12 seconds back,
yeah,
fourth. So was looking for a podium there initially, but those GRT boys have just really, taken it and run with it tonight. So it's been a great effort.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic effort. One of the things I've noticed too, mate, is that there's not a lot of damage on these cars. There's no scrapes or dents or anything, so it's very clean.
Very good driving tonight. A little bit of side-by-side action. I'm thinking Incy and Falcon there a bit earlier, but that was great racing, and haven't seen anyone being punted off into the barrier. So well done, everyone.
And Burradog's on the clock at work and being paid to watch YouTube stream, so lucky man.
And you'll get to watch the guys come over the line, come out to the last corner now.
Well done, T&Q. Great effort. Lights are flashing in there behind Inter. Awesome team effort. Adam, rookie. That is an absolutely stellar drive, mate. Great job. Should be very proud. And Scotty Pye coming there in 4th position. So he'd be pretty happy with that. It's that's a really good effort from him. Fresh Prince in the Porsche. I got to say, Jamie, to finish in 5th in this car is a really good effort.
He's done a great job, and he's been perpetually in battles the whole race.
Absolutely.
Usually with a BHR Bentley stuck on his rear wing, so
Bits missing in 7th, well done. Dazza, Incy in their Jaguar, so that's a good result for him. Black Falcon in the Nissan, White Shadow. Well, these guys aren't that far behind each other, to be quite honest.
It's all been, pretty close. A few seconds here, a few seconds there between them, so really tight at the end.
Team Little Bear in position 15 in the Bentley. And Tuddy. TB Williams is just coming around. He's got Bones Lightning in behind him.
So Bones a few laps down. I don't think we caught what might have happened there with him, but
nah,
he's carried on and he's going to cross the line, so
yep.
There we have it.
There you go, mate. So, wow, that's all I can say is, and Slambo, absolutely, well said, well done boys, owned it, and you're right, from a team perspective, to have positions 1, 2 and 3, and even Shadow in position 11th is some really good points for that team, so, yeah, can't stress enough that that is a great start to the team points for the season. So then we'll see how Andrelli and that go in the Pro-Am. But oh, Jamie, mate, anything to say?
Yeah, I'll echo that. That's a fantastic result for GRT. I'm sure that'll give them a whole lot of confidence, great confidence for a rookie Adam, to get a podium in his first race. And, I would expect these guys to be battling up there the rest of the rounds, maybe even be pushing for a Pro-Am promotion. Such as their pace, they really had it over most of the opposition today. I wanted to shout out Bittermissen. Yeah, he pulled the alternate strategy. They ran really, really long into the race to take his 2 stops. He's popped down in 7th place. I think he started, was it 14th or 16th?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
So, doing the alternate strategy, going long, being patient and consistent has paid off for him there. And, yeah, fantastic. Lots of close battles throughout the race and hoping for more of that.
Well, those guys in position 1, 2 and 3, you talk about Pro-Am, they've certainly made themselves known to the rest of the team members that they definitely mean business, so that's good. And, once these guys actually, like Adam for instance, once he gets familiar with ACC and the concept of how the setups work, you might find that he's one of the guys that, like with T&Q and Inter, that they're knocking on the door of the pro league as well. So, yeah, watch this space. So some of us boys up there at the pro might be ousted in the very near future. So thanks HSV, really appreciate your support. Vic, Slambo, Joe, Stu, thank you very much for jumping on and just being part of the stream. But well,
absolutely,
Jamie, mate, that's round one, Misano AM1. I think that went pretty well actually. We had a couple of little technical issues there at the start, but mate, thank you very much for your support through this again.
No worries, thank you. Thanks for having me. Glad to be part of it.
Oh, it's not about just having you. I love having you part of this. It's really good. So, like I've said before, this is excellent for us guys just to get in amongst it all and have chat. So that's the best part about it for me. So, thank you so much. Just to the guys that have come in on the stream that are watching, thank you again for supporting. Absolutely, get onto the Race on Odds YouTube channel and certainly like and subscribe if you can. The more that we can absolutely promote that, the better. And even through mine as well. So if we can try and get that up, it's just I do it for the Rooz guys. So it's not about me. Congratulations to the winners and every other racer that raced tonight. Full grid was really good. And thank you so much. So thank you, Jamie. It was awesome, mate.
Cheers, Ads, and
no worries,
catch everyone in a couple of weeks' time.
Absolutely. Good luck for next week too.
Likewise, cheers.
Hang on, I'll just 2 secs, mate.